Okay, how we doing out there? Now, I had a few people asking over and over and over again, what were you talking about by that screen paint mix ingredients that you kept talking about on the camera? As I said before I got into this field on designing black technology, we used to have a gray screen paint. Matter of fact, our first screen paint on the digital one, 4K crystal screen paint, was actually gray. All right, so I know how to make this paint. So since we don't develop it anymore, we don't make it anymore because it's filled with flaws, it cannot pull contrast, I'll show you how to make it. All right, so this right here doesn't make a difference. It doesn't have to be bare silver screen. It doesn't have to be gray paint. It just can be any kind of paint that's gray. You can actually use Bullseye 2 all-purpose gray primer. Do I have my other light on over here? I'll light on real quick. That stuff all in the way over here. I need more light here. All right, so when you make this paint, now keep in mind, when I started my company, we used to make this stuff all the time. So I know how to make this stuff, right? Now, that's our black technology right there. Half white wall, half screen. As you can see the difference in the technology, da-da-da. All right? So when I do demonstrations with our black screens, I show you the difference between our black screen versus another black screen. We pull up a higher white level, so we can show you the difference between our black technology next to another black technology. But when it comes to gray screen paint, there's a problem there. Because if you take bare silver screen paint and you mix it, it doesn't make a difference how you mix it, and you put it against somebody else's paint, it will do the exact same thing. Poor contrast levels, higher color pop. So, as I said before, if they tell you that it has to be a certain kind of paint, that's bullcrap. It's about color. When it comes to this is the base. So the base of the product can be anything. It can be gray paint. It can be primer. It can be bare silver screen. It all reacts the same way. Christmas glitter. Now, Christmas glitter can be anything. Christmas glitter can be hobby glitter. It can be the glitter that your daughter uses to decorate on her pieces of paper. That's all it is. So we can put that in there. Doesn't make a difference if you put 2 teaspoons in, 4 teaspoons, 10 teaspoons. It doesn't make a difference because the screen is not going to be able to react right. Now, next thing you want to go with is any form of silver. It's going to react the same way. So we're just going to take some of this right here. Set up like so. So it's going to look. And keep in mind, if you want to tint it, all you got to do, when you tint it, we've got very little paint in here, but this is just to give you an idea. If you want to tint it, all you got to do is just add black to it. That's how to get the tone. So we'll stir that up. We're doing it with one hand, keep in mind. We'll stir this up into that silver in there. And I'm going to paint just some of this on the screen. Now this screen right here is painted with primer. That's gray primer. That's all it is. I'm just going to paint some of this on a block right on the side. Doesn't make a difference. It's going to blend right in. This is gray primer. So you see me drop the Christmas dust into it. And then we put the primer, and then this stuff right here is a form of silver kind of, put this camera up here. It's kind of a satin kind of gravity. That's what it's used. That's what they use. And I can show you this. Somebody might say that, oh, you got to be crazy. Why would you show somebody how to make the product? Make that particular screen paint? Because it's no threat to our company because we know how this stuff reacts. That's why we don't make it anymore. All gray screen paints are designed this way. Now, if this product was designed any different, he should be able to go on and do a star field demonstration, and he should be able to do a side-by-side demonstration to any bare silver screen mix. Any bare silver screen mix, and if this screen pulls up a better contrast, if it shows a better reaction than the bare silver screen, and I mean not by a small margin, I mean by a large margin, they both react the same way. So We'll take this right here. This is our mix right there. As you can see, we're going to drop it right here. We're not going to cover the whole screen. We're just going to there we go. I think we got most of that there. Grab my paint roller. So that's why I said if you want to go out and you want to go down this road and you want to get what only 50% of your projector, then guess what? I'll show you where you don't have to pay for it. And you can do it for $30 a gallon. Now, keep in mind, if somebody who says, well, I could do the same thing you have with your black screen paint. Well, guess what? I get those all the time when I'm dealing with companies that are going to say, well, guess what? We don't need to buy your paint. We can just go out and get some everyday black paint and do the exact same thing. Until they come back and tell us, well, we did the same thing. The contrast levels came out nice, but the only problem was we couldn't get the black level. We couldn't get the white levels to come up. Now, keep in mind, everybody knows that any black screen is going to produce contrast. Doesn't make a difference. It's not a wow factor. It's a black screen. It's going to be able to produce contrast no matter what. The hard thing for a black screen to be able to do is white levels. Same thing when you go to a light gray screen. Any light gray screen, any white screen will have the ability to pull white levels. It's easy, all right? But the problem with a light gray screen is it can't pull contrast. Now, if somebody tells you that their light gray screen is different, that it's different from any other light gray screen paint out there on the market, well, all you got to do is say, hey, if yours is different, do a side-by-side demonstration and do a contrast demonstration. They're not going to do that. What they're going to do is they're going to do a color demonstration, because if they darken their paint just by a little bit, they will be able to pull a more richer and darker color due to the fact that the paint will have a little bit of a different tint to it. That's the trick. But if you do it on contrast, both screens react the same way. There's no difference. Now, see, if somebody came up with an idea of having a white screen that can produce the same black contrast as a black screen, there you go. That's the $1 million mousetrap that everybody will buy. Like they said, you build a better mousetrap and you could own the world. So as you can see, two different forms of paint. We did this with the roller, no paintbrush. See the little glittery in there, right there? Sony 4300 lumen projector. See how that screen pulls contrast? That's a Supreme. We'll take this. Hope I don't mess up my screen doing this. Told you. Doesn't make a difference what you mix it with. Doesn't make a difference. They tell me, oh, you got to put... No. They all react the same way. They can't pull contrast. Let's pull out the star field demonstration. And a lot of people are not going to like this, but hey, truth be truth. It is what it is. And I will post at the bottom of the video, please make sure you check it out, of our demonstration of our black screen versus another black screen. Because at one point, this particular individual was starting rumors that we had every day. We were just selling everybody everyday black paint. Until we did the demonstration of a screen bursting a black screen. All right, so let's come over here. Let's pull up a star field demonstration. Doesn't make a difference on the resolution because it's just star fields. All right, I think we're in, we got the den. That's the den right there. There's the den. Told you. Don't make a difference. I just showed you how to make it. This is how the product is made. We used to make gray screen paint. That's how I know about this stuff. We used to make this stuff. And then we started developing black technology. And actually what changed my mind about going into darker screens was Black Diamond. Black Diamond is actually the one responsible for putting us on that path. Because when I first got that sample sheet here from Black Diamond and I saw the reaction of that technology, it was like absolutely amazing that that screen was pulling up that kind of contrast. And next to our technology, at that particular time, man, it put our gray screens to shame. And I said, you know what? I got to start doing some research on some black technology. And that's where we came down this road. Black Diamond was our wake-up call. So like I said, doesn't make a difference. The screen behind it is basically our black technology. You just saw me make it. Doesn't make a difference. Some people may say, well, it's not made the same way as mine. Mine has 2 teaspoons of black and it has some white in it. It has some gray silver. It has light silver. Doesn't make a difference. The screen cannot produce contrast. Doesn't have the capability. Now, in our demonstrations where we showed off, like again, I'll post it at the bottom. Feel free to check it out if you want to. We showed off our black screens versus black house paint. Our screens pull up a higher white level. Our black screens work next to black fabric. We can pull a higher white level. I can show you the difference between our black technology next to other black screens or projection screens and whatever. But when it comes to a gray screen, let me know anytime and I'll give you free paint. You let me know anytime in any demonstration you have ever seen someone do 2 side-by-side screens and do a star-filled demonstration, any black contrast at all. It'll be all bright, vivid colors because it's the only way the screen's going to be able to blend in. Now, see if you notice, the paint we made here is slightly darker than the primer. This is everyday primer that you get at Home Depot. This is the paint that I made with the little bit of silver, Christmas glitter, and the silver Metallica paint and gray primer mixed. Now, if I want to make it darker, all I have to do is add a couple more teaspoons of black into it to make it darker. But even with a dark gray, you still won't get true contrast levels. Now, when they do this demonstration, if they were to do something with colors on it, this would produce a much deeper color because it's slightly darker than this. They will not go near contrast demonstration because they know it's going to flaw the screen. Even with the fake paint that the Mr. J has, he will never do a contrast demonstration because that's the reaction he will get. You got to have a lot of confidence in your product when you make a screen paint live on camera. So if you want to go out and spend $100 to $80 for 2 quarts, or you could spend $30 to make a gallon, it's going to react the same way. Because if his product is any different than what I'm showing you right now, he should have no problem doing a demonstration, fully lit environment, and a star-filled demonstration, or any form of contrast whatsoever. Should have no problem doing it. Let's go over and pull up. Let's see what we'll get from there. Let's take our lights out. You want to take the lights out? I mean, we still got lights outside, but let's take the lights out because then you have some people saying, well, it's not fair because you have lights in the environment and the screen is going to fade. Well, you just answered your own question why you sit in the dark. That's why. Because your screen will fade. Yeah, we still have light coming in, but it's not going to change it. You could have a 20,000 to 1. I have a 20,000 to 1. Matter of fact, I have a 2,500 to 1, 25,000 to 1 projector that has contrast. And I could bring it down here and it'll still do the same thing. This projector has 800 to 1. I think it's, no, sorry, it's, 800 to 1 contrast. So 800 to 1 contrast, 4,300 lumen projector is producing contrast on the black screen, but it's not producing it here. And look at the white screen at the bottom. This is the white wall. white wall isn't much off from it, to tell you the truth. So let's go over, let's get ourselves an OLED demonstration. How about we do that? When I do my demonstrations against my screens, and last demonstration I did, I took a white background screensaver and I took a light gray screen, took a white screen, and put my screen against it. So look, our screens come up slightly darker if we're actually against a white gray screen or a light gray screen. We did that demonstration many, many times. But as you can see in the demonstration, when we produce a white level, the screens produce such a high white level that you don't notice at all. You notice that the image pulls up a much brighter image than a black screen, everyday black screen. And that's what gets us our orders, because we can prove that, hey, look, you can't just paint your screen with everyday black screen paint or everyday black paint or everyday just do a fabric screen that's black. It's going to fail if you do this, because our product produces a higher white level. Now, like I said, light gray screens and white screens are going to produce a higher white level. Your main concern is, can it pull contrast? I bet you $100. I bet you free paint that if he does this demonstration on his screen paint right now, it'll react the same way. Anybody care to comment on that? Okay. I can make your product because I used to make your product 11 years ago. That's how I know how to make this product. I can look at his product and I can see the way it reacts because I was testing this stuff 11 years ago. When my first company was under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, I was making his technology already 11 years ago. So I know how it's going to react. I know what's going to affect it. I know its limits, everything. And I can sit right here and show you how to make it on camera. It doesn't faze me. I don't lose any money over this, because my customers who see this black screen in the background, that's what they want. They want a screen that's going to resemble an OLED TV. Everybody wants OLED technology, but very few people can afford $10,000 for a TV, or $6,000 for a TV, or $4,000 for a TV, just to have black. People sit there on ABS forums and Projector Central and all these different forum sites, and they brag about how high the contrast level is in their projector. And yet they have screens like this. And I can come on here with a dinky 1100 lumen projector with a 400 lumen count and blow this screen away because I have a black screen. Okay, so let's go from there. And we'll do different combinations of screen paint. If that's what you want, we'll do that too. You know, want to make everybody happy. Let's go in. So instead of you paying $80, like I said, for this paint, you can make it yourself for free. It's going to react the same way. It is. I'm sorry, but it is. Battery's dying again. I got to keep my phone on charge, man, because my phone dies all the time. It just dies constantly. Let's do a matrix screensaver. How about that? Everybody knows the background for the matrix is black, right? Look at the background of that black screen. Let me move my screen over a little bit so you can get the full effect of my technology. There you go. Okay. Let's go with, let's see. Now check this out. When we're doing a light demonstration, right? The black screen produces deeper, darker blues. Look at the blues on the back of our technology. See those deep, dark blues in there? See how faded they are here? Look at the gray screen. Mine, the screen's black. If I move in front of here, everything is sitting in front of the screen is lighter than my screen. yet my screen is pulling up a high enough white level to be able to blend and produce a deeper, darker blue. All right, let's go over to, we got the lights out on this. Let's pull up, I'm going to do that LG. That's what I'm going to do, the LG with the fishy with LG. LG demos. There we go. Let's pull up. Let me see if I can find you. This is me going through my phone, people. Yeah. Like I said, the problem you have here, hold on a minute, Gemo, let me see fish. You can make the paint. If somebody tells you it's not the same, my product is different, then all you got to do is say, hey, then do a contrast demonstration. Show me that your screen is producing a higher black level. The background for any OLED demonstration is supposed to be black. See it? You got a good look at it now? And this is with the lights off. Let's go turn the lights on. There's nothing new about it. Gray paint, there's nothing new about it. Let me tell you something. Like I said, when I took that black diamond sample sheet, and I couldn't figure out why would anybody pay $5,000 for a screen. And when I put that black screen, I had the same color screen paint. When I had the Digital One Crystal screen paint. And when I saw that black diamond against my screen, I saw how the colors blew up, how the images exploded off the screen. I was like, wow, that was impressive. The background is supposed to be black. Quite impressed with their technology, to the point where I had to design something either close or better than what they had. So we're going to go back here really quick. Again, like I said, star field demonstration. This is the hardest demonstration for any gray screen to do. This is how you see if your screen's pulling up contrast. See how dark gray this wall is? No, none of this is going to put up. This is what the night sky is supposed to look like. So, like I said, go home, try it for yourself. I mean, pretty much, there's no measurements. I don't care how, you don't have to measure it, whatever. It's all going to come out the same way. Doesn't make a difference. You want to crap up your projector's performance? Knock yourself out. I mean, keep in mind, this is a $4,000 projector. Look at it for yourself. Sony projectors, this particular model is between $3,000 and $4,000. I got this projector used on eBay, and I was lucky for $350. Now, since I've been mentioning the projector quite a bit, they're going up to $500 for this particular projector. So you go out and you spend all this money, you do your research, we all do our research, you want to get the very best of what your dollar can give you, you want to get the best projector. If you can't get 4K, you want to get close enough to a 4K image, you want to be able to use your screen in a fully lit environment, you don't want it to fade out, you don't want it to wash out, you want to get true contrast. That's what you want, let's be honest. But then you go out and you spend the money for a good projector, and then you crap it up with a screen like this. Then you wonder why when you turn your lights on, your screen washes out and fades. And you turn out the lights, and you think you're seeing true contrast, and you're actually seeing dark shades of gray. So that 20,000 to 1, 10,000 to 1, 8,000 to 1 that you paid for on your projector, well, you pretty much gave them free money because you're never going to use it. It is what it is. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. What's the use of having 4K if you can't really display it on your screen? Yeah, it is what it is. That's all it is. Let's put this right here. A lot of people don't realize that calibrating a projector came in when screens were all white. That's when they came in. When screens were all white, that's when they came in. So let me show you something right here. We're going to do a, let's see, screensaver. I was looking for 235.1 screensavers, couldn't find one for Jack. They're hard to get. Like anything in a 235.1 video is really hard to get your hands on, and I've been looking for them too. Because one of my projectors does 235.1, so I've been kind of searching for any kind of video that does that. I mean, I didn't have too much luck. I'm trying to find one. Let me see right here. Screensaver. Let me show you this right here. One video to load up here. Okay. Okay. Now, they got tests on here that you can do for yourself. They're called black level tests. Black level tests. These are the tests that we pull up when we test our screens out. They have all different versions of which you can use. This is one right here I particularly like right here for doing black level tests. Now you see the difference between the background here. This is the night sky. It comes up gray here. The background is supposed to be black. See the difference? Let's move this over a little bit more, so that way you can get a better effect on this. All right. Oops, I want to be tripping over everything, killing myself. So you can get an idea. You can see exactly what you're really getting. But like I said, it's up to you. I know what my customers get. My customers get true contrast. You can have a projector that has crappy contrast, you're still going to get a black level. Regardless, you're just going to get it. And this right here is just gray primer. This is primer. That's all it is. Just some gray paint. That's it. Told you. And there's nothing in it. It's just gray paint. Got my workout in for the day. There you go. That's why you sit in the dark with a gray screen. White wall's completely washed out. This right here is, when I get in front of the projector, I'm going to show you those who haven't watched that part. That's the screen paint I made. That is everyday primer with nothing in it. Nothing in it, just everyday primer. All right, that's basically about it for me. I'm done. I'm gonna go over here real quick, bring this up. My Starfield demonstration. So I just showed you how to make crow paint, and that's pretty much what it is. Because, like I said, 11 years ago, I was making this stuff way before he was ever making it. That's how I know how to make it. That's how I know how it's going to react, because I was making this stuff. Go back and check my old demonstrations under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, and you'll see the color of that screen. And what changed my mind and what put me on a different path to developing black screens was Black Diamond. Because one day I went into a sneaker store. My buddy June, he worked at a sneaker store. He's a huge movie guru, and he had a sample punch sheet of Black Diamond, and he said, hey, you got to check this out. It looks just like a TV. So I get home, I'm thinking my screen paint is better than a Black Diamond, and when I put this screen against my screen, boom, I see everything. I see contrast levels. I see deep blues. I see deep reds. I see yellows. I see it all, like an awakening. And I thought to myself, there's no way I can compete with this. The screen's too powerful. So I figured out ways and a lot of research on how to develop a black technology to come close to a Black Diamond. And keep in mind, there was some trial and errors. I mean, because some of the black screen paints, and I had a lot of them before we came to this final conclusion, was that one of the biggest problems we had with black screens was the fact that the white levels, struggling to get the white levels to be able to pop high enough. That's the hardest thing. Any black screen's going to do contrast, but the hard part is just to get the white levels to pop. Didn't have to be as high as a white screen or light gray screen, because that's virtually impossible, but it had to be high enough so the customer can look at it and say that is a decent white level. Minute. We had snow, believe it or not, today. Yeah, I gotta wash dishes. Gotta wash dishes, popcorn machine. I haven't fired up that popcorn machine yet. I'm just shaving this morning. Of course, wifey had to use the bathroom, and I had to shave in here. Yes. You know, when a woman has to go to the bathroom, you got to get out. So you see the lighting I have in here? It's my wallpaper screen. This kind of environment it sits in all day. Because I don't sit in the dark. Can't do that, people. So that's the hard part. The hard part was just trying to get a screen to produce a white level. Now, we've designed a lot of different screen paints we have, and some were too dark. We do admit that. 4K, crystal onyx, stuff like that. But the white levels were good. We're actually on the right track. We just couldn't figure out the right combination to pull up a white image on a screen. Very, very hard to do. Hold on, let me show you something really quick. Let's go to, before my time runs out here. So it's very hard to do. It's not an easy task. It's not. It takes a lot of time, a lot of trial and error. I remember being down in the basement. People was like, man, how many hours you freaking work? Man, I used to work 7 days a week because my passion level, man, just wanting to have that technology to be able to do that. Got to work for it. And keep in mind, you're going to have individuals. They're going to try to take it from you. That's what they do. You know, you can't get mad over it because that's what they want to do. But you just have to ignore it. It doesn't bother me one bit. I'm not losing any money over this. I don't lose any money over somebody coming in doing false reviews against my product. Doesn't upset me. Doesn't anger me. It's sad because people do stuff like this, but it is what it is. Let me show you right here. Hope I can find this video. They had a beautiful video on here, and I absolutely loved it because the white levels on here were screaming. Please, Tony, still got that video. Let me see if they got it on here. Here it is. Check this out. You know how hard you got to work to get a black screen to be able to produce a decent enough white level that's going to produce natural color. Look how high the blues are. Not only white levels, but shades of white levels. Not easy to do. Extremely hard. Not an easy task to do. So you have to develop something that can't come out too dark. Sorry about the camera moving to the side like that. I do apologize. Now, as you're looking at this, and I love doing this demonstration. It's not because I'm beating a dead horse to death. I love doing these demonstrations. I do. I think I've been on 15% on my battery like all day, literally. Look at the deer. See the beautiful polar bears? But you got people out there that are so bent, so much anger. Doesn't bother me none. Black house paint. Now, at one point, this particular individual started a rumor by saying, hey, he's just selling black house paint. This right here is flat black paint. Now, usually, when we have this customer calling in, usually when we have companies that say, hey, look, I can just save myself thousands of dollars and just get some black paint. So there's my screen right there. Oh, get the camera in the other direction. Sorry about that. That's my phone going off. How dirty that looks. Can't pull white level. It's black paint. So I was told that my product was everyday black paint, and that's what I was selling people. Until we started doing the demonstrations of our product against black paint. Well, can't use that one anymore, can you? So then the next one was, let's tell everybody that maybe he's editing his videos, he's heightening, he's brightening his videos. Well, then we started doing live demonstrations. As you're watching right now, I'll be doing a live demonstration. So they couldn't use that line anymore. Kind of running out of ideas, aren't they? All right. Now, as I told you before, and I like to do this demonstration because I like the skin tones in this video, that I want to see a gray screen be able to produce contrast. What is the difference between a light gray screen and another gray screen? What's the difference between his paint and Bear's silver screen? What's the difference? Can it pull contrast? We know it's going to pull white levels, but can it pull contrast? And if it reacts the same way as the screen paint mix I just made downstairs, then guess what? You just paid $80 to $100 for 2 quarts of a product that you could have made for a gallon. A gallon. Oh, that's got to hurt. Plus shipping. Let's not forget the shipping costs. All right. There you go. Done this so many times. There you go. That's the difference. So I can take my product and go, hey, look, there's a black screen, there's a black screen. I can show you the difference. Now, ask yourself this. Can he show you a demonstration, again, of his screen paint versus everyday primer, everyday bare silver screen, doing a demonstration on contrast? I know my screen's going to pull black level. I know this is going to pull black level. But can it pull white level? I wish I had a microphone so I can just drop the mic. Voila. All right, I'm done. I've had fun. All right, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Feel free to go to Home Depot and make that mix I just showed you. That was the mix that I just showed you was our old Digital One crystal screen paint mix that we had 11 years ago. We don't make it anymore. We don't process it anymore. So there you go, for free from us. Now, the reason why this is not going to, and some skin off my nose if you make it, because the bottom line is, it's not going to hurt my company in any way. Because we know that screen paint is flawed. And it is. It's flawed. I wouldn't put that stuff on my wall if my life depended on it, because I have black technology here and I can produce true contrast levels. I can have my screen with lights on. I can do demonstrations outside. I have the best. I'm getting the best from my projector. When if you use that stuff, you're just not. Because it's old technology. We don't make it anymore. That's why. All right, with that being said, thank you all for your time. I got to go. Like I said, if you're going to go cheap and you basically don't care what your picture quality is going to look like, then there you go. Take it and have a ball with it. Got to go. God bless.